expert advice. Outstanding performance powered by experts. Amlin Insurance sponsors rugby union on Sky Sports.
After 22 matches in the league, 6 playoff fixtures, 1 semi, and last week's opening leg of the final, it all comes down to this. From a packed six-way stadium in Worcester, it is the championship decider. A week ago in Cornwall, the Worcester Warriors took the advantage in this 2-leg final. They denied the Pirates' attack, and the boot of Rob Cook was no answer to 2 tries from the visitors.
Miles Benjamin loves scoring a try, and he's done just that. Good. Andy Good has waltzed through.
So Worcester bring the 9-point lead home. How important could that buffer be? The Pirates have a sold-out 6 ways to contend with. A bit of rain around earlier in the day, but it's given way to a clear evening, a bit breezy here at Six Ways. Perfect rugby conditions for the climax of the championship season, the second leg of the final between Worcester and the Cornish Pirates. Now, the last time Worcester were at home in the semi-final against Bedford, they came away with the narrowest of victories to keep their season alive. They're back for leg 2 of the final with a head start on the Pirates. But remember, the Warriors' only loss this season came at the hands of the Cornishmen here at home in the league, and that will be the performance and the result Chris Sterling will recall as he steels his men for the toughest task in the championship. They had their chances a week ago, but the Warriors' defense held strong. Tonight, they chase their first ever championship title. So it's a simple enough equation for both these sides. The Pirates must win by 10 points or more to raise the trophy. Any less, and the Warriors walk away with the title and a place in the Aviva Premiership. Our championship experts are standing by. Worcester's favourite son, certainly it would seem, with the reaction of the crowd. Tinas Delport is alongside Exeter's favourite son, Rob Baxter, coach of the Chiefs, of course. How will Worcester approach this one? What are you expecting from them tonight in terms of game plan, Rob?
Well, you've got to say after last week that they're going to try and force territory, force field position, look to have plenty of set-piece start points, line out scrums in the opposition half, and really just put the squeeze on. Play with enough control, enough composure to force some penalties, probably try and get those early scores. Then they'll probably see where they can go. Whether they can open up and entertain later on will depend on what they can squeeze out in that first 20 minutes, half an hour.
How much of a psychological blow do you feel last week's win away from home was for the Warriors, Tinas?
I think playing at home, you've got a 9-point advantage. You also had the ascendancy up front in the set pieces. So I think the Worcester boys will definitely have the confidence going into this game. The Pirates did show, however, in the second half, the latter part of that game, if they do keep the ball in hand, they're a very dangerous side, and they can actually move these big Warriors forwards around and create the gaps and opportunities for themselves.
Warriors the favourites, one would suspect, but Chris Sterling, coach of the Pirates, what would you expect him to be saying just at this point in time?
He'll very much have told the boys to carry on where they left off probably from half-time last week. They freed themselves up, they got rid of that bit of pressure of playing at home and trying to force something, and they actually played pretty well. They'll like to follow that through now, and he'll have talked about maybe 9 points being an advantage to them in a way. It makes it very simple for them. It almost has removed completely the pressure off them. No one's going to expect them to come here and win. They can just play their game. And what he'll be coaching them about is, let's put Worcester under pressure. Let's see if they can crack. Let's see if they can hold it together when we score first. And that's pretty much all that they've spoken about.
How much do you think the pack of Worcester will dominate tonight, will be a focal point of their game plan tonight, Tinas?
Well, immensely. I think the whole sort of season was really built around the strong Worcester pack. Guys like Adam Black, Greg Rawlinson, and they're going to be key to this game tonight. If they do make mistakes, the Cornish Pirates side, that's where the ascendancy is going to go to the Worcester guys who have a strong scrum set piece platform to play from. They're also very good at the lineouts. They're also the ability to steal a lot of the opposition ball. So the Pirates are going to have to keep the ball in hand and cut down on these mistakes. Otherwise, the strong pack's going to come into play.
The Pirates have made a fair few changes to their pack. Rob, has that surprised you at all?
Not really. I think Chris has obviously gone in this season saying to the guys, you play well and I'll pick you. And he's obviously followed that right through the finals as well. I think the guys in the front row, it made a difference when they came on at half-time. so he's backed those guys to come in and do well. I think Drew Lock, you know, added an element of attack, so he's kept his place. So I think he's probably just been true to what he believes, and I think that's probably great for these guys now. They know they can give it a real go, and it's kind of a nice position for them to be in. And as I say, I think maybe they'll play a little bit more freer than we've ever seen them play before, which will kind of make tonight a very interesting game. Yeah,
well, the rain has cleared away. It was fairly wet here earlier in the day. It's blown away. Pretty decent night for rugby. What do you think, or which side do you think that will benefit teams?
Well, it certainly is great conditions to play rugby, and it's probably going to suit a little bit more mobile players of the Cornish Pirates side, but they don't have to. They mustn't make the mistakes, and that's when the Worcester Pack is going to come forward. But I think the big telling factor is going to be the pressure on this game. It's a must-win game for Worcester to get back into the Premiership.
Yeah, we're all set for a start. Let's hear now from the coaches. They've been chatting with Bill Latham.
A 7-day half-time, Richard. How was the team talk?
Well, it's quite clear, really. We've got to win, and that's the key to it. If we'd have lost by 1 point or 2 points or 3 points, it then becomes a tactical game. You've got to be careful not to concede early. Then you go for the corner if you get a penalty. You go for drop goals. You go for penalties for the post. You know, a whole host of things goes through a player's mind and a coach's mind. The fact that we won, no matter whether it's by 1 point or as it is 9 points, the task is quite clear. Not simple, but it's clear. We just got to win.
So just how vital are those 9 points, though?
Not vital at all, in my view. We want to win this game. You know, we don't want to lose it by 6 or 7 points. We want to win this game, and so no one's talked about the 9-point deficit at all. We got to make sure that scoreboard reflects a win after 20 minutes and at the end of the game.
How hard is it, the fact that you have everything to lose tonight?
Well, it's possible that would be the case, but we've come so far. This has been the goal right from the outset. So we knew this would arrive. We knew that there'd be some pressure here to win this game, but we're in exactly the right place that we wanted to be. We couldn't ask for any better. You know, to have gone in the first leg away from home, it was a bit of a gamble, but we won that. So we're in the perfect position, exactly where we wanted to be back in August. So the ball is firmly in our court now. Everyone knows what we've got to do. We just got to go out there and perform. We actually didn't perform particularly well last time against the Cornish Pirates, and we need to show what we can really do.
Thanks very much, Richard. Good luck tonight.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Chris, have you discussed the 9 points at all this week?
Yeah, we have. I mean, 9 points to come to Sixways is going to be tough. But I mean, you know, what it comes down to is this is the end of half time. When we finished down at the Monet, we had momentum, and we outscored in that last quarter or the last part of that game. We outscored 6 points to 3. So, yeah, we have discussed it. It's a matter of us going out and just starting strongly.
2.5 weeks ago, Bedford came here and stunned Worcester in the first 20 minutes. Will you do the same? Will you play at 100 miles an hour?
I think Worcester are a different animal to the one that came out in the semi-final, to be honest. I think Bedford didn't do us any favours with that outstanding performance they put in, and I think they woke up a sleeping giant. I mean, Worcester have been the most consistent team in the competition this year, and they struggled and they were tested by a very good Bedford side. Yeah, we're going to endeavour to come out and play with similar gusto and similar flair to what Bedford exhibited that day, but you know, it's going to be very tough.
Does it help mentally, knowing that you've already won here this season?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the guys have got absolute confidence and belief that they can do it, and they're excited to play in front of a packed house tonight, so it's a big occasion for both teams. 4
changes in the pack, including a whole new front row. Why is that?
We've been carrying a few niggles and a few injuries, and one thing we backed ourselves on is the depth in our squad, and I think in the semi-final against Welsh and also the first final down at the Monet, I think that the impact that the players made off the bench definitely made a difference, and some of them have put their hand up, including some of the backs, and forced their way into the starting 15. So, you know, we back our squad right through from numbers 1 right through to 32.
Good luck today, Chris.
Cheers, thank you.
A bit of a contrasting situation for both of these coaches. But Rob, you've been in this situation before. Richard Hill spoke about it. He doesn't want to even entertain the idea of a narrow loss within sort of 9 points. It's all about a win. Do you understand where he's coming from?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got to prepare for a win. You don't want to do anything about trying to hold on and scramble around in a loss. You know, the truth of it is, if Worcester are here and they're worrying about winning, you know, not losing by 6 points, they're in a horrible game right to the final whistle. At any stage, this game could get pulled away from them. So they obviously don't want to be in that scenario. What he's got to do And the key at this stage is just take the pressure off the players. I know that sounds very strange. If there's one thing you want to be able to do as a coach, is be able to coach how to deal with pressure. More important than any other part of the game. And I think if he's managed to do that this week, if he's managed to get these guys to think, well, let's go out in front of our home crowd and play well and be proud of what we do, and not worry too much about the end goal of being in the Premiership, then we'll see a nice controlled performance from Worcester, and it'll probably be a fairly uneventful game. If he hasn't got them really, you know, concentrating on what they want to do, concentrating on being proud of what they achieve here in front of the home crowd, Pirates score, it gets edgy, it's all going to be about pressure. If Pirates can get into them, they can create some pressure, then it's all going to be about how Worcester deal with it.
So very quickly, Tina, it's potentially 80 minutes away from a place in the Aviva Premiership. What would it mean to these people, to this club?
Oh, once again, it's a sellout at Sixways, and it's great to see everyone come out and support their favourite Worcester Warriors side. A lot of investment has come into this club. The facilities has really been upgraded, and the Premiership is really where Worcester want to be and really need to be.
All right, 12,000 people packed into Sixways. Tonight we get a result. It is the second leg of the championship final between the Worcester Warriors and the Cornish Pirates. Your commentators, Dean Ryan and Johnny Hammond.
The waiting is over. The climax of the championship season is upon us here at Sixways. It is, of course, half-time, being over 2 legs this final. A week ago, Worcester went down to Penzance and bagged a well-deserved victory. 21-12 the final score was, so a 9-point advantage for Worcester. And with home advantage, they must feel they have a big toe in the Premiership already. With just one change for Richard Hill's men, Alex Grove, the Scotland international centre, replaces Alex Crockett at 13. Crockett moves to the bench. Miles Benjamin, who scored the opening try last Wednesday, his 25th of the season, plays in his 100th game for Worcester tonight. Andy Goode, who was also a try scorer at Mene, is now the league's top point scorer, 32 points in the last 2 matches. No changes to what was a dominant pack a week ago. Both Greg Rawlinson and Adam Black pull on the Worcester Warriors shirt for the last time tonight. Chris Sterling makes a number of changes, mainly in the pack. A completely new front row. In come Carl Rimmer and Ryan Storer at prop, Rob Elouet at hooker. Laurie McGlone moves up to the second row, his more recognised position from number 8. Carl Marriott fills the gap in the back row. The ever-present figures of Johnny Bentley at fly half, Matt Hopper outside centre, and Rob Cook at fullback line up again. Drew Locke gets the chance to start after impressing the coaches from the bench of late. No Wes Davis on the wing. Nick Jackson joins Rodri McAtee out wide. Well, it's the same bench for Worcester, just Crockett instead of Grove. The likes of Aleki Lutui, Bruce Douglas and Graham Kitchen all strengthened the effort last week. Front rows, Paul Andrew, Alan Paver and Dave Ward all dropped to the bench. Will want to make an impact as or when they can. Sam Betty, the athletic back rower, wears number 20. Well, if you could put your money on one team in this championship this season coming to Sixways and winning, it would be the Cornish Pirates. They have done it before. Back in October, the Pirates stormed out of the blocks and did what no other team has done this season, win at the home of the Warriors. If they click, they have the type of armoury to put a huge amount of pressure on Worcester, if not more, Dean.
Adventure versus accuracy really has been the dilemma for Chris Sterling and his coaching team this week. How do they stay true to their running values that they really have upheld all season, but also a recognition they're very much second best in a set-piece contest, very much around that line-out contest versus Gillies. I think one of the key selections we see is Rob Elouet comes in for David Ward, really just going to offer that little bit more accuracy. If they can create the platform, then expect to see fireworks when it comes to the running game.
Carl Marriott as well. Adds a little bit more dynamism to that back row. He's an out-and-out number 8. Lauren McGlone was at number 8. At times, did struggle at scrum time, it's fair to say, Dean.
I think they want to see Carl Marriott. They really got to get off that set-piece platform. They want to get it up to Gavin Cadell and give Johnny Bentley a chance to strike. The last thing they want to do is bog down into multiple ruck situations.
Well, Worcester were left on the ropes after that exhilarating semi-final win over Bedford. They needed to bounce back, and bounce back they did in that first leg. It was a tactically astute 80 minutes of rugby, one where no other team has won all season, controlled large chunks of the game and squeezed the life out of the Pirates with forward power and accuracy. It was a very professional job done at the Mene. Miles Benjamin runs out to a huge reception from this crowd. A proven try scorer. He proved that last week, didn't he, when he ran over the top of Rodri McAtee to score that first try. If he gets a chance tonight, he will take it. Of that, there is no doubt.
The headline act last week was very much about the Worcester front eight, and don't expect anything different. Richard Hill, Phil Davis making no bones about how the first 20 minutes will start. But just a few question marks really if Pirates can get something early, whether or not this Worcester eight can run the running game. But look for the man Kai Horseman. He's the man to bridge the gap. He can stay in the wide flanks, or he can run it tough around the base.
JP Doyle is this evening's referee. It's dry, it's sunny, perfect evening for running rugby. It's a cliche, but the first 20 minutes in this game is so crucial. Back in October when the Pirates won here, they came out of the blocks, they were 14-0 up in the first 25 minutes. If that happens, we will have some game here. So just 80 minutes separate Worcester and the Premiership, or will the Pirates spoil the party and record one of the proudest days in the club's history? It is 9-0 to Worcester. Here we go for the second and final round. Johnny Bentley gets us underway, and Greg Rawlinson. Last time here wear Worcestershire. The All Black takes the kick-off. Chris Forty selected again in the front row, as he was a week ago, and a great selection it was, Dean.
Worcester, 4! Find the ball. You just stood in front of him and blocked him.
First penalty
Offside.
goes to the Pirates.
Listen up. You went ahead of the ball and you blocked him.
Just a surprise to see, really, Pirates kick off. Just enable Rawlinson to set the platform. It's an area where Worcester got so much strength from. Surprised not to see a little bit of a funny try and break the game up, but they've just got the early penalty. I think Rawlinson's just straight in front of Johnny R on the box kick, and JP Doyle makes his mark straight away.
Just 9 points the difference. Rob Cook missed a late penalty last Wednesday, didn't he?
Thank you.
Ian Davis talking about that missed penalty before the game. So it has played on the mind. 6-point difference rather than 9-point difference. Just one score, of course. And this would be the perfect start for the Pirates, should Rob Cook get this one over. Needs his cooking boots on tonight. It's a good strike. And it's right between the uprights, and that is the perfect start for the men from Cornwall.
A fantastic start for Rob Cook. He'll just be preying on his mind that miss. It was an easy kick in the last round, and he'll want to get the first kick away. Great start.
Confident strike as well, wasn't it? He put that kick behind him.
I really did show good mental strength. It was certainly something that was preyed on his mind. You just want to get, you can't remove the memory until you get that first kick out of the way.
6 points the difference now. There's 2 minutes gone. Gavin Cattle, what a leader he is in this team. We need a scrum half now. Cattle is there to fulfill his scrum half duties. Bentley. Very much a ploy in that second half, wasn't it, from the Pirates? Not to kick, to touch, to use that big advantage of the Worcester line-out. Bentley doing exactly the same again here, and Andy Good puts the ball straight out, and we will have a line-out still in the Worcester half.
I think we'll see Johnny Bentley kick long an awful lot. It's really an area that Andy Good won't have been happy with last week. He didn't kick comfortably out of hand. I think Pirates will be quite happy just to let him kick back, and they can build counter-attack.
It's what they do so well, the counter-attack. A little short line out. There's Rimmer.
That's a better start for Pirates. The line-out was a real Achilles heel for them last week. If they get some sort of possession from there, they really can launch this backline.
Cattle scuttling across. Myers Cope. Bentley again. bright start from the Pirates here. There's Hopper. He definitely will play Premiership rugby next season for Harlequins. Cattle swapping places with Bentley. McGlone back in the second row. Bentley, little chip over the top. Johnny R is there. An excellent game in the first leg, Johnny R. Man of the match.
Six.
That's 40. Worcester want to build a game here. Play to their strengths. Very much dominant in the scrum and line out. Down in Cornwall a week ago. Sky Horseman. Johnny R waits, gets the call to put the box kick up. Miles Benjamin is after it. Rob Cook takes it well. Miles Benjamin just held onto his ankle, didn't he?
Let it go, 15.
And they've turned it over here. Tiamapo reacts quickly. Johnny R. Rasmussen. First chance to see a battering round it is there. Rasmussen. Penalty, Worcester. Right in the middle of the park.
10 yeah.
That was much better energy from Worcester. There was a criticism last week. They never really hustled and chased and really allowed the likes of Rob Cook to counter-attack, but not this time. Gets up to him, great tackle, and they're in, and turnover ball to allow the penalty.
Jake.
Plenty's been spoken about in these playoff games about the pressure. We saw how Worcester dealt with, or didn't deal with, really, the pressure in that semi-final against Bedford.
Okay, thank you.
But it was last week, the Pirates seemed to be under pressure, didn't play their natural game, made more mistakes in that game they've made all season. But a mistake here has given Andy Good the chance to cancel out that early 3 points from Rob Cook. The aggregate is back up to 9 points.
Key area, JP Doyle, very quick to act. 2 penalties, 1 for each side. But one thing he's going to say when it comes to contact time, I want everybody out and clean ball.
We're talking about that semi-final. And the Pirates have got a huge amount of confidence from the way that Bedford played the game, attacked Worcester, put Worcester under pressure. And of course, back in October, they came here and won the game.
They've got to be a lot smarter about the way they kick. They can't hand really on a plate to someone of Andy Goo's experience. Simple kick-off receipt, and he puts them right back into their own third.
Much better strike from Andy Good, wasn't it, from hand? Try scorer last week. After all that scrum pressure, Gillies against Myers Cope.
Knocked on.
Knock on from
Defending
Gillies.
Scrum 15.
Scrum down to the Cornish Pirates.
Scrum 15.
Here's the challenge for Cornish Pirates. How do they get past this man who really has wreaked havoc? Straight up Myers Cope, really difficult. Gillies is one of the best, just bouncing up and stealing ball.
Crouch! Touch! Pause! Engage! Ball's gone, ball's gone.
Marriott.
Advantage.
McGlone, 2 number 8s in the last 2 games.
Look, I got it. Trust me. 8 had picked and gone.
First scrum, another area Worcester really did have ascendancy. Just see the pressure that Black is able to produce. One thing Cornish Pirates got to be very careful that not every ball can afford to be picked up. Really does allow the Worcester defence to get set.
Free kick early, Pirates, number 1.
Adam Black announced his retirement from the game this week.
Scrum called.
The loose head prop. So have to run a campsite down in Cornwall. Perhaps to go and watch the Cornish Pirates.
Cornish Pirates be aware of that. I think there'll be a conversation over the summer. I'm sure the odd weekend is not always about camping.
Luxury camping, I may add.
Engage.
Benjamin do use the wingers off the scrum, don't they, Worcester? Such a solid piece of their play, the scrum. 40, it's broken through the first tackle. Real pace, real energy to the Worcester runners here at Sixways, and they're still going on. That was Abbott. Johnny R, here's Horseman. Andy Gooch screaming for the ball. He's only got Rasmussen and Grove outside him though. Forwards will keep it tight here. Whistle's gone. Held up, 5-metre scrum. Real pace to that attack from the forwards.
It all stems from that platform they're able to create at scrum time. It gives them the opportunity. They really fire Benjamin up into the defensive line. And from there on in, it's easy for the forwards to get round the corner. Cornish Pirates are always struggling to get men around, and it just becomes easy. Look at the platform right up from last week, rock solid. And Johnny R. Benjamin, look straight over the gain line. And everything from here, it's really easy for that forward pack to come round the corner.
See Chris 40 coming really late from deep, round the corner. It's an excellent rumble from the 35-year-old. And then the young man, Jake Abbott, on his shoulder to carry the move on.
I'll be very pleased with that start. As a forward, you really want to get into your opposite number as quick as possible, and you get that sort of front ball, it just gives you the chance to get a bit of a rumble around the corner.
What's the scrum here? Richard Hill said before the game, it's all about winning this game. You want to go out and win it.
It's key about getting these sort of ascendancies. Exactly the same spot they scored from last week. And they had 3 scrums in a row, and they make sure everyone counts.
Marcel Garvey is loitering with intent just outside Johnny R. Scrum goes round. Crowd think that Kai Horseman has scored. The referee says he hasn't. The whistle had gone already, but it is a penalty to Worcester now. It's an evens better than taking a scrum here, surely.
I'm pretty sure they'll go for a scrum again, but this could have been given a little bit more time. And the referee blows, question advantage. There's no doubts they've got a lot of confidence in this scrum. They won't be coming away until they can get some form of point.
New front row for the Pirates. Stora, Eloy, Rimmer.
Pause. Engage.
This is where to earn the starting shirt. Against so much experience. Adam Black, Chris 40, Tivita Tiamapo. All 35 years young or more. Huge amount of experience between them. Tiamapo is a real rocket tight head.
He's everything that Worcester build around. He really is the man that's putting the squeeze on here. Big contest for Ryan Stora.
Pirates are missing Rudy Brits. Of course, they're Tavita Tamafo, if you like. That big rocket tight head. Injured has been for the last few weeks. Horseman controls brilliantly in that front 5. Go on and on. Infield, Johnny R whips it out. Marcel Garvey. Marcel Garvey, he's over. Real determination from Worcester in this opening 12 or so minutes. Marcel Garvey meant that. Wasn't going to be stopped, was he?
Marcel Garvey needs to go and fight Taumapo. That was a fantastic scrum. There was no stopping the tight head. Just kept driving straight through. Lost a little bit of control at the end, but it really did give Marcel Garvey the opportunity to get one-on-one with his opposite number. Great strength, no stopping him, 5 metres out. Such a dangerous pairing on the wing.
It's only his 19th league try of the season. Nothing compared to Miles Benjamin, I'm sure they of a laugh and a joke in the changing room. But their try-scoring antics, but an important try from Marcel Garvey. Andy Good slots the conversion. You get the feeling that Worcester are right in the groove here tonight at Sixways.
Really have started full of real menace and pace in their game. Real great opportunity. Benjamin really did set the marker on the first carry, and then it comes to scrum time. And Marcel Garvey keen to get in on the act and show his power. Wonderful collision.
Technically really good at the restart. Rawlinson again takes the catch. Phil Davies, of course, the forwards coach.
Back around, Pirates!
Johnny R has a little fumble.
Wingers, put him on.
Uses the left boot. Where's his kick? Here's Rob Cook. Saw some space. Soon closed down by Rasmussen and Abbott. Cattle looks around, finds Locke. Against Rasmussen.
Line, boys, line.
Bone-shuddering hit from Dale Rasmussen.
No doubts, Rasmussen went out, found his opposite number.
Here comes Hopper. Out wide. That's what the Pirates can do. Nick Jackson. A little show from him.
It really is a game of contrasting styles. They really have got some wonderful footballers. Bentley, they're so much more comfortable playing these outside flanks. Just the show and go just sets Hopper free and just struggles to stay in touch to get the recycled ball.
There's Matt Hopper. Scored a try here when they won back in October, when they had the dream start. Of course, they got that early penalty here, first couple of minutes, but it has been all Worcester ever since then.
Great hands from here from Nick Jackson, really does. Carrying ball in two hands, just that little show and go, stands his defender up and gets the 2-on-1. He forces Garvey to commit, and Hopper's off down the touchline.
They've called 6, you need to drop one.
They really are a dangerous outfit if they can just get down these outside flanks. They really have good organisation to come back across the middle.
Go back in, go back in. Wait, guys, wait!
Rawlinson it was who took the line out. Garvey chases. And Rawlinson who picks the ball up again. Strong carry from him. Horseman looks for the offload. Johnny R tries to use his pace to get out of trouble there. Best onto Garvey. It's a bit loose from Worcester there. And a knock-on will result in a Cornish Pirates scrum.
There's a big difference in the kicking game of Worcester this week. Every ball that's going up, they're getting Garvey and Benjamin underneath. It's just given them that little bit of opportunity to hustle. Last week they kicked a little bit too long, and they really did give the Pirates opportunity to come back. This week it's all about getting up and contesting for the ball.
It's always going to be interesting to see how Richard Hill and Phil Davies approached this game, how they tweaked their tactics from a week ago.
As one of the real toughest challenges to play a side back-to-back. There's always a little bit of history from the previous game, and tactically you know each other so well, and you've got to change things within 7 days. It really is a tough contest.
Nothing really like this two-legged affair, is it?
Touch!
It's Chris Sterling.
Pause! Engage!
And Ian Davis. The Pirates coaching staff. And Phil Davis, we have known Ian Davis from their days at the Clethley Scarlets. Both forwards coaches now. There's Ian Davis on the left, Chris Sterling's right. We spoke last week how impressed we've been with Chris Sterling and the environment he's producing down in Penzance.
I think what's most impressive about him is he recognises key areas that they're not strong at, and he builds his game to stay away from them. They've been very successful at really concentrating on their strong areas rather than really worrying about the weaknesses.
Marriott took the free kick quickly, and Burgess was on hand. There's Morgan. Cattle to Bentley. There's Hopper again. Oh, Cook got man and ball there. Didn't really do anything else but cough the ball up, and Dale Rasmussen, recipient. Good. A lot of space there. This one work out for Andy Good, it will.
Pirates trying to get away down the flank. Benjamin sees it early, shuts it down. Very, very physical. No drift, everybody straight and up in the face. Makes it very difficult for Pirates. There's a man over on the end, but it really is difficult to get it round.
Proud day for Miles Benjamin. I'll tell what this loyal support think of Miles Benjamin. Huge role when he came on the field. Scrappy line out, but it's turned over by Worcester. It's Neil Best. It's a Mars coat. Rasmussen. Into Drew Lock. It's bounced off the young man.
Step, 6.
Johnny R. Goon. There's a dart himself.
Thank you.
Up to the 22 now, Marcel Garvey to Best. Benjamin. Worcester just trying to find a way through here. Andy Gu was practicing these before the game started, and he was striking them a lot better than that. A wry smile on the face of Andy Gu.
Good to be disappointed. Really drops out really because the Worcester forwards lose shape. We talked earlier, there really is some question marks. If they are met hard in the defensive line, they do just lose a little bit of shape, and suddenly the only option is to drop out.
Horseman. It's an excellent season, Kai Horseman. Abbott is on hand. No Matt Kovacic. Abbott is preferred to impanel into Cattle, and Cattle makes a good tackle. McAtee picks up Chris Forty. He won't be happy about that, and the hooker replies. Well, let's not cast our minds back to the weekend, but
Relax. Come here, just say to me for a second. No. Oh, sorry, you beg pardon. Sorry, same. Off you go for a second. Yeah, sorry. Time's off. All right. You can't stop him going to get the ball. Okay, you're pulling him back.
I'll ball, sir.
No, you can't pull him back.
Is that ball?
Out of touch, you can't pull him back.
Sorry, sir.
You can't tackle people in touch. Line out ball.
Sorry.
Slight dent in Chris Forty's pride, nothing more. Wasn't going to let McAtee get away with a tackle though, was he?
I think just an early signs of the tension. There's always going to be a little bit of friction, but just the pace is just really putting holes in Pirates. Great break by Horseman, just so powerful. Sees the hole, he's through. Worcester just playing at a different pace at the moment, and Cornish Pirates find it very difficult to stay with him.
Elway to the tail, to Morgan, but it's not straight. We were talking at the top, Elway, about that accuracy that the Pirates are hoping that Rob Elway will bring to this side.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's the ball that they've wanted to play. They've got to get over the top of Gillies. They recognise they've got to open up the back of the line out. And Rob Elway, he'll be disappointed with that. That was his opportunity to say, that's why I'm here. I'm the accurate man.
Compare that to a week ago. His opposite number tonight, Chris Forty, brought in to solidify the set piece. And did just that. Horseman. Johnny R has a little run. Rasmussen. Good tackle from Bentley. Benjamin. Bentley was interfering with the ball. Referee's arm was raised, it's not anymore. Andy Goode. Drop goal. Referee's not sure and he wants to check with a television match official whether it was inside that right-hand post or not, but JP Doyle wants to be certain here. He's going to use the television match official.
I have to go through it now, protocol now. Penalty's just going to be where the forwards are.
And Goody's not confident. Andy Goode's not that confident. It's gone over. Great setup.
Number 10, offside, not roll. Offside, not roll. Yeah, well, he didn't roll, and then he got to kick the ball. No, not for me. Come on.
Beg your pardon, it's the left-hand post. Ball comes into picture. Does that go inside the post?
And one of the key indicators, I always look at the body language of the team, and they're all staying up. Throw too much light on. I think this might go back to JP Doyle. He's going to have to go with his own instincts.
He's underneath the post there, bottom of the frame. But he wants to be short. And that opportunity to go to the television match official is open to him. And it's been scored. Andy Goode can't quite believe it, but it's 3 more points for him. 3 more points for Worcester.
I think this is all about the setup again. The supremacy at scrum time really does give him the platform. And Rasmussen really has been the target man. He's the man in the middle. Get us over the gain line. And it's just easy. Drop in the pocket and drop goal by Andy Goode.
Inside.
Benjamin works himself in field. This gives a better angle for Andy Goode to
wait, 1 and 2.
take the kick. Ball went back into the 22, so Goode doesn't go straight for touch. Marriott, a little fumble, but it did go backwards. Rob Cook chases this into the sun. There's Chris Pennell, club captain. Positionally, seemed to be in the right places at the right time last week.
Go back.
He was in the right place there. Goode, oh, it's charged down. Jackson was going after it. Andy Goode rather halted his progress towards the ball. Players allowed to go on.
Watch that behind the ruck, Sharpie.
Well, there's a little bit of something off the ball as Andy Goode clears out to touch. The referee is standing over the 2 players.
I'm telling you to let go. Let go, roll it this way. Come on. Go back
Alex Grove and Matt Hopper, the 2 13s.
You just see Hopper there charging the ruck.
Greco-Roman wrestling on the rugby field. So those 2 skirmishes so far just tells you everything you need to know about the intensity out there on the field. It's a championship final, 2nd leg.
He's in the way of your pass.
Just previous to that, we really just saw the first mistake that Andy Goode's made, the charge down. Really just give a glimmer. Up till now, he's been putting the ball in all the corners, hitting long at the right time, really starving Pirates of any opportunity. And that was the first glimpse. He's got some pressure on him with the charge down. It just gives him this line up in the Worcester 3rd.
Anyway, can he get it right this time? No. Gillies steals another line out. How many times have we said that over the years? Signed a new contract, isn't he, Craig Gillies, here at the club. There's Alex Grove. Hopper is there. Doesn't need to make the tackle. Chiamapo gets out of the way, leaves it for Andy Goudis.
4.
Chris Forty.
Watch behind me, please.
Brother of Lee, of course, first twins to play in the Premiership.
13. Yep.
Best. Chiamapo. Continuity here from Worcester. McAtee saw the danger very early, didn't he? Came in on Miles Benjamin. Wise decision by the winger. Here's Neil Best. A little chip over the top. Well, Cook puts a boot to it. And Johnny R picks it up.
Calm down right now. Let it come, no feet, let it come. Stay.
Good intense game of rugby this, isn't it? Last game of the season for both these teams, and they don't want to leave anything.
Gillies really involved with everything, all stemmed from his line-out still. He really is creating a real lack of confidence about Pirates. You see, just nobody knows where it's going. They're so worried about where he is next, that big frame of his, how they go around, and then when it comes around the field, he's also turning up. He's up in the middle, loose ball. Worcester just look a much more confident outfit. They're just running much deeper. Last week they really were happy just to kick the ball down into the Pirates' half, but this week much more confidence at home. They're stringing phases together, brings the likes of Gillies into play much more.
Remember, if it doesn't go forward, you have to use the ball.
Won the last 14 games at sixways in all competition.
You right? Time on.
He lost one of the last 17 games.
Skills from Rob Cook. Well. He does really well there. He recognises that he can't quite get there. A risky ploy, but he gets his foot on it. Really great skill.
Touch. Pause.
It's a happy hunting ground this for Worcester this season. They'll look to take that into the Premiership should they be successful tonight. Try and build Fortress Sixways. Cattle has to dig that one out. Nice coat. Industrious lock forward around the field.
Really getting pulled into a really slow contest. They want to get the ball away so quickly, but it's just making it easy to drop into Worcester defenders.
Nice co again. They want to pick the tempo up, don't they? The Pirates, the quicker the tempo, the more comfortable they feel. Burgess.
Rock hands.
Bentley. McGlone.
Advantage, tackler not releasing, pulling the ball back.
Penalty coming to the Pirates here, Alloway.
Calling advantage.
Off the first tackle of 40.
Mark it up for me.
Bentley, he's through. Johnny Bentley, oh, it's a lovely set from Johnny Bentley. Good tracking back from Marcel Garvey. He had been stood up by Johnny Bentley. But Marcel Garvey came back, used all of his pace and needed to.
Just for a moment, you just couldn't see where Pirates were going. Johnny Bentley comes to ruck time. What a wonderful step. Turns Garvey inside out. But how well does he do? Turn, recovers, and just forces the error on his 5-metre line. What a great step by Bentley. Just shows him, and full credit to Marcel Garvey. He's got to turn all the way around and get after him.
Wonderful skill from Bentley and wonderful pace from Marcel Garvey.
I saw glimmers of Pirates really getting bogged down in a slow ball, and Johnny Bentley recognises he's got to come and get it round the ruck, and just pops up through the middle.
Thought Bentley might go all the way. Marcel Garvey, great piece of defensive work. Johnny Bentley's got a bump to the nose through his trouble, but right in front of us here in the commentary box, Chris Forty is down and has been for some time. Adam Black comes up to see his old friend, check he's okay. I can't see a hand moving from Chris Forty, so signs are good.
Just this first half hour, Worcester Warriors, every player right across the board really has shown an intensity. They're not going to let this game slip away. Richard Hill will be delighted with his start. There's certainly no hesitancy in all the collisions. You just saw there the desire for Marcel Garvey to get back and protect his try line.
Chris Forty is sitting back up. The Pirates play, maybe thinking, oh, Chris Forty, you know, starting hooker, injured here. Obviously, I hope he wouldn't be serious, but then Leki Latui on the bench to come on.
Worcester, there's so much power. The likes of Adam Bolden, Kitchener, Latui, really able to come on and make such a huge impact in that last 20-30 minutes.
The clock down there is correct, 12:50.
In some ways, Worcester really got more ball carrying ability as it goes towards the end of the game than they have at the start. They're very aware it's about set piece foundations at the beginning. And as the game opens up, on come the likes of Latui and Bolding.
The clock down there, 12:50 is correct. Okay, just seeing it. All right, perfect. Time on, please.
Back on with the rugby. Brilliant sidestep from Johnny Bentley. Scrum to Worcester here.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
It's a real opportunity, Pirates down here. They really got to put some pressure on. They've got to get to Andy Good and just ensure that they get a set piece from here.
Just wait a sec.
Seeing as the chase is a little bit lacklustre, gives them a free kick. It's a real danger for the Cornish Pirates side now. It's indication of those things. The chase, can you get as close to Andy Good as you want? You just lose that little bit and suddenly it's a metre short and he gets an easier kick. They really have to lift themselves for this last 10 minutes. No more so when line-out time really has been no better than it was last week.
To begin with, that was better, wasn't it? Myersko took the ball. Just didn't have enough on the pass to Gavin Cattle. Slight knock-on from experienced Cattle.
He gets up in the air and free ball, but what they don't do is plug the gaps. As that man Black gets through, really puts pressure on. They've talked all week. They know the fulcrum of this side is Cattle. They've got to get to him to ensure that he doesn't get ball away quickly.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Whereas Worcester Pack will scrummage all evening long.
And you. Timing, boys,
like
wait for engage.
Boa constrictor, weren't they, last week? Worcester just squeezing the life out of the Pirates. Same again here tonight so far.
I think you just see Marcel Garvey stands in the 10 slot. He's capable of carrying ball straight off the scrum. Really did do so much damage last week. We've seen the likes of Benjamin off this left-hand scrum side. When it comes to the right-hand side, they'll look for Marcel. He's going to get him over the gain line. And just allow Andy Good to kick off the back.
Okay. Nice and quick. There's your mark, just don't step on it. Let's go. Crouch! Touch!
Worcester's game plan around two powerful ball carriers, Marcel Garvey and Rasmussen. Here they are.
Goes behind Rasmussen to Andy Good. Grove on the scissors. Drew Locke is there to meet him. Good quick hands, his pennant. Decided not to use Miles Benjamin outside. Rawlinson. Just seems to be an extra bite to Worcester's play tonight, but they've given the penalty away. Drew Lock takes it quickly. Obvious message to kick the tempo up. Here's Bentley. Rimmer gets the offload away. Cattle again. Hopper. Morris Cove. Huge stride of his comes back in field. Burgess. All these Pirates players very happy with ball in hand. The basis of their game. That core skills are very good. Hopper. Cattle slots in at 10. Morris Cove. Crowd think that was forward. The referee says play on. Worcester looking to turn this one over. They do one better than that and they get the penalty.
It's a real risk for the Pirates game. They're all strewn right across the pitch, so comfortable in the wide flanks, but when it comes to the nitty-gritty, they're losing at the breakdown. You just see so much confidence playing from deep. You really see the experience of Andy Good. Wonderful hands, little drop off. He really has started this half, really guided the ship. He made sure they've kicked down in the right areas, but they've also showed much more confidence to go from deep.
It's just the start that Richard Hill would have wanted to this game. 10 points the difference tonight. Translates out to 19-point difference over the two legs.
It's been an impressive start. There's not much you can look at the game. They really have come with a lot of endeavour, and also have had some decent shape. As I say, marshalled well by Good, put them in the right areas. They certainly have a lot more energy than they had last week, and a lot more willingness to run.
Virtually a perfect start, but Richard Hill still writing his notes, still living and breathing the game. McAtee, former Worcester player himself. And into Dale Rasmussen. Manages to get away though. Marriott. Referee says play on. Came off a boot. It's Rimmer.
Advantage. Number 4 stayed there.
Rawlinson has been penalised here. We're playing advantage. McAtee again. Excellent broken field runner is Rodri McAtee.
Number 3, Worcester. Number 4, not rolling.
No advantage coming, go back for the penalty.
Real question marks for Pirates now. They know if they go for touch, an area they're really struggling. And they've had to come so far back. There's no real opportunity to put pace on the game. Real question mark. I haven't really seen them cut their line. They went to 4 or 5 man line out, just give a little bit more opportunity to get away from Craig Gillies. Leaving him in a 7-man line out really does allow him. He's got his foot shoulder Rawlinson at the front, really able to shut down things, and allows him to roam around the back.
Yes. 40's going off for Lecky Latui.
Can you just check, Michael, can you check what it's checked for?
Comes on. The Globe, the line out. Bentley. It's opened up for Bentley again. Wide pass out to Jackson. Good set piece move from the Pirates there. Jackson stays strong. Cattle now. Bentley again into Morgan. Drew Lock.
He's not held.
Wasn't held and the tackle was allowed to go that extra couple of metres. Cattle. Again they go wide. Marriott down the middle of the field. Good quick ball for the Pirates here. That's
Thank you. 12 blue offside.
what they like. Hopper. They've got another penalty coming here. Cattle. McGlone. Keeping the ball alive. Changing the point of a contact. the time. Very difficult to defend against the permanent offloading game on this Pirate side play. He'll come back for the penalty. Johnny Bentley again at the heart of everything that's good about this attacking side of the Pirates play.
What a difference a set piece makes. They're just able to run a strike play, just invites Alex Grove out the line, and Bentley just has shown wonderful feet again. Just pulls him on and sees the spot, and even the execution. Great pass out to the flank. Really just does illustrate, if Pirates could get ball, they are so dangerous, and that's the worry for Worcester. They really have to keep this game in a vice-like grip to ensure that man can't run the show.
That was a split-second decision though, wasn't it? It opened up in front of him, he played heads-up rugby. Oh, the sumptuous pass as well. Gives this opportunity for Rob Cook. Should be simple enough for the Pirates fullback. Indeed it is. 13-6 the score tonight.
That's the blueprint for success for the Pirates. It's going to dominate the half-time conversation. It's all about set-piece ball. We can't play if we're just living off scraps. What we're going to have to do is just really get their heads together and work out how they solve this line-out problem and how they get the ball out the scrum much quicker.
Three or so minutes left before half-time in this second leg. McGlone can't take it. Hopper on to Jackson. Real physicality to every piece of physical contact. Well, the Warriors are going into Latui, just come on for Chris Forty as a blood replacement. It's his first tackle.
Take a step, no.
Bentley, it's inside, finds Rimmer.
Take a step, please.
That's what we can see now, Cornish Pirates throwing a little bit of caution to the wind. Running across their own 22, but not able to really make any strides. Alex Rasmussen just shutting any door that's there for them.
Shutting doors, but with such intensity, just slamming them in the face of the Pirates, saying you're not coming here to Sixways and you're not winning this game.
He really has roamed across the field and every time made sure that door's been slammed shut, straight in the face. You recognise you've got a running game, but you're going to have to do it from very deep.
Still them all. Scrum half, that's once.
The line out for Worcester, very solid indeed. Rawlinson was used that time. There's Latui, he loves to have ball in hand. Marcel Garvey, he looks to find a way through, he can't.
Arrive up.
Horseman.
No, don't go there. Wing forward.
Johnny R just tells his forwards to get on the left-hand side. This is why Chiamapo, an offload to Abbott. Knocked on. Far more offloads from the Worcester forwards in this game tonight.
It's the area where they're so strong, and this is so well organised. See how easy they just bring that ball away. They recognise that Pirates are trying to put them into touch. It's that organisation around the back just allows them to slide into midfield and really keep the ball alive.
Just don't stand on the mark. Come up. Yeah, let me do that.
It's the total dominant 7 scrums, but doesn't really tell the story of how hard the Pirates are going to have to work. You can almost see it in their faces. Not an area they're really relishing coming back to each time.
Of course, 2 props and a hooker on the Pirates bench. See with a hit being won by Worcester, puts that pressure on Marriott. They've won a penalty here, and
1, 2, 3. I can accept one falling, not all three. None of you tried to stay up.
So much pressure on the scrum, it really is difficult. Carl Marriott really got nowhere to go. It's Abbott's just straight onto him, Horseman, and immediately you're on the back foot.
Line head's marked, we'll play it. Yeah, I called it.
They have gone to touch, and there is time for the line out, says the referee. You can see the Worcester forwards there very quickly. Pirates forwards just walking in now. There's some fatigue in this long, hard season in the legs of the Pirates. They've gone to the tail again and again. Marsco Cattle link just breaks down, and that rather sums up the half for the Pirates. They have a long, long way back in the second half there to win this game.
Bristol have been very clinical, really have a real energy and endeavour about themselves, as well as that set-piece platform really has been able to build the game off the back.
Well, it is 13-6 at half-time here at Sixways on aggregate, 34-18. If the Pirates are to win this game, to win this two-legged final, they have a mountain to climb here.
Yeah, Worcester's 9-point lead is now 16 on aggregate. Is it enough? They have 12,000 willing them on at Sixways. Remember, the championship title and a place in the Premiership awaits if they hold this lead. 13-6 at the break. We have just about reached the climax of European rugby. It is the Heineken Cup final from Millennium Stadium in Cardiff on Saturday afternoon. The best from Ireland, Leinster, the best from England, Northampton, the best two sides in Europe. 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, available in high definition on Sky Sports HD1, also available in 3D. That's all to look forward to. We are, of course, locked in battle for a place in the Aviva Premiership for Worcester, for the title of champions, I guess you'd call them, the Pirates. That is their goal. It is 13-6 at the halfway stage in the second leg of the championship final. A try to Marcel Garvey. The rest of the points coming from the boot of Andy Good for Worcester. Rob Cook, the point scorer so far for the Pirates. Now, we spoke about the importance of the start to this match, given the 9-point buffer. Tinas, your old team, Worcester, home and host, they clear now, do you think?
Not quite. I think there are some cracks opening up. Pirates have shown in the last 10 minutes of the first half, if they keep the ball in hand, they can run these big Worcester forwards around the pack. But they started brilliantly.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with the clinical efficiency of the set pieces. The scrum has been great, been dominant, and it's a great platform Worcester were actually able to play from.
Yeah, as expected, do you think the battle up front is being won by the Warriors, Rob?
Definitely the set-piece battle has been, but I think the key that's probably surprises a little bit and has been a big element of the game has just been that gain line physicality of Worcester, particularly 2 or 3 of their backs. And it's obvious, Benjamin, Garvey, they're thriving on playing in the Championship, and I think that's a real positive for Worcester. If they do move forward now to the Premiership, these guys, they're running free, they're running hard, they're physical, they look confident and they're enjoying their rugby again. Yeah. And I think that's a massive plus for Worcester at the moment.
This is, of course, the lead up to the first try. And do you feel the Pirates just struggling to live with the pace, to live with the physicality, Tinas?
It's really living with the physicality. It's a great set-piece platform to play from, and every runner after that were able to take the ball over the gain line. That created the momentum and eventually worked it into a position where Marcel could score a great try. Again, very physical, beating his man one-on-one, and showing that he had a great season so far in the Championship.
What does he bench press, do you say?
A lot.
A lot. Plenty more than any of us, I'm sure. They've had their opportunities, though, the Pirates, late in the first half. They did this last week as well in the first leg of the final. What do they have to do, Rob, to capitalise on these?
There's a number of things they can do, and they've got to decide to do it at half-time. Obviously, they want to try and stay away from set-piece. you can do that. You know, they can have guys making sure they catch the ball off the pitch if Good kicks it off, get the ball back on, you know, get to line-outs early, go in with short numbers, get a ball in and away. You know, they want to play. You know, they've got to be really brave for 10 or 15 minutes. They've got to tap penalties as they get the ball in off the pitch. You know, almost play from anywhere, because they've got to back themselves. And if they run Worcester around enough, there is a chance of that front five tiring. And then pretty much all their breaks are happening in that 5-10 metres around the breakdown, where they are picking off one-on-one. Worcester's kind of heavier forwards. But it's tough for them. You know, they're going to have to back themselves to play and play and play, and hope they get a 20-minute period towards the end. You know, restarts, they're kicking off to Worcester's forwards. Why are they kicking off to Worcester's forwards? Stick the ball in the air as high as you can in the middle of the pitch and make it a contest. You know, there's a few things that they're just playing to Worcester's hands with that they've got to be brave enough to just to pull away from. They've got to run Worcester around, they've got to be brave and stick at it. Indeed,
this one's not over yet. They are contrasting teams with contrasting styles. Of course, there is only 40 minutes left in the championship season to decide a winner. The Cornish Pirates have made the trip up to Sixways. A try to Marcel Garvey is the difference at the break. Worcester lead 13-6. In this second leg of the final, they lead by 16 on aggregate. Second half comes next. We'll see you soon. Big weekend in Cardiff, isn't it? The night before the Heineken Cup final, it is the Amlin Challenge Cup final on Friday evening from Cardiff City Stadium. A place in next year's Heineken Cup and some silverware on the line for these two sides. Harlequins and Stade Francais, 7:30 p.m. Friday evening. Sky Sports HD2. And boy, what a weekend of rugby. We have got the short form of the game as well. The penultimate round of the HSBC Sevens World Series from Twickenham. We're up and running nice and early on Saturday morning, 10:30. Sky Sports HD1. Same again on Sunday, 10:30 as well. Sky Sports HD2 on Sunday for the HSBC Sevens World Series London leg. Halfway through the second and final leg of the championship final, it is Worcester at home who lead the way 13 points to 6, 16 points on aggregate. They lead the way. Plenty of ground to be made up by the Pirates. We're up for quite an entertaining 40 minutes of rugby, one hopes and one suspects. Let's return to our commentary team, Dean Ryan and Johnny Hammonds.
Well and truly in the driving seat, aren't they, Worcester? They can sniff the Premiership now. Just 40 minutes between them and going back to England's top flight league. The first half had all the control that they showed a week ago. Tom Luke is on for the Cornish Pirates, wearing 21. Rodri McAtee is off. And a permanent, the blood substitution of Chris Forty. Leki Letui is now permanent. Leki Letui on the field.
Well, it is a chance, last chance for Pirates now. They really need to start this half, and I think the Luke substitution really just an indication they know they have to handle the physicality of this Worcester side, especially the two men down the flanks. Benjamin Garvey.
Psychologically, they needed a good tidy
16
kick-off claim. Myersko's given them that.
Touch, all onside.
Bentley Locke just couldn't take it.
Playing advantage.
Abbott with a good first half.
Scrum advantage over.
Good, just pushing Rob Cook back.
Just hold it there, hold it there.
Goes to the right boot.
Play.
Andy Good goes for another drop goal. No television match official required for that one. That one was well wide. Just feel the next score so important.
I think there's no doubts Pirates aren't going to leave anything on this field. Everything for the next 40 minutes. There's going to be no questions asked.
Done.
Every opportunity this man gets, he's going to go now. There's no point talking about a season and what ifs.
Letui to Rasmussen. Here's Black. Oh, he's showing his footballing skills, Adam Black. Crowd enjoyed that one.
Wait,
he will have as well.
Okay.
Sure his coach Phil Davis will have.
We'll be talking about for years, won't he?
Yep.
Cornish camping site. Here's the recognised fly-half, Andy Good. It's a horseman. Latui. Had some real go forward, doesn't he, Aleki Latui? Rasmussen. Tackle by Morgan, only just. Latui again. Tries that offload. There's Black again. Front row is very evident in this game for Worcester. Here's Grove, the only change. Here's Benjamin. It's going to go all the way here. Another try this season for Miles Benjamin. The Pirates players seem to stop. Thought he'd gone out of touch. There's a lovely offload from Alex Grove, and Miles Benjamin needs no second invitation.
Worcester really going through the gears. Wonderful play, really crossed the midfield. And that's why Alex Grove's in the side. Offers that little bit of threat down the outside flank. Question marks over whether it's a forward pass. Probably just stands the Pirates players up. There's no stopping Benjamin. He's not going to wait.
Yeah, from that angle there.
That's what Worcester have been threatening to do. They really have shown more confidence. Much more willing to play a ball around the halfway mark. Much more structure and organisation when they've gone wide.
Huge roar from the crowd. And why not? Another 2 points for Andy Good this season. 2 more for Worcester. 26 now. The score tonight.
Really flat ball from Andy Good, really does put Grove into that space, and it's just a hint of a forward pass, but this man's not waiting to hear. He knows where the try line is.
In his 100th appearance, he will have enjoyed that moment to mark the occasion. To have real finishes done the out wide in Garvey and Benjamin. Tom Arscott, of course, is in the squad. Not required in this two-legged final.
So powerful as well. They're not just about finishing down in open spaces. They recognise they've got to hit gain lines. They really have got Worcester going.
Take a step, guard, take a step.
Now you feel for the Pirates about pride. It's about finishing the season with something to go into the pre-season, which starts in a few weeks' time.
It's always been about pride. It's been a real difficult 2 weeks, not really understanding what they can get out of this two-legged affair other than their pride. And now it's so important that they come out of this game with it still intact. They really have had a wonderful season, really entertained everybody that's had the chance to see them.
Delighted to have reached the final. That was their goal as soon as the playoffs started. Adam Black releases Miles Benjamin, pops it out to Andy Good. Andy Good down that same touchline. That is surely the moment that Worcester book their place in next season's Aviva Premiership. And how fitting that Andy Good, the master puppeteer of this Warriors side this season, is the man to get the decisive try.
The most conservative of Worcester supporters can start thinking about Premiership rugby next year. It really is. The Cornish Pirates, they really are up against it. They've had to throw everything, and it was always going to be anything that went down and into the hands of Miles Benjamin just to set Andy Good free. Really procession now. Hands just gets the ball free. Still a long way to go.
They play with a freedom tonight, haven't they? With a confidence. Worcester not only just comes from playing here at their home ground, but a mental positivity to their play.
A hugely different side than what they were last week. Very different approach to the game.
And they may well go back to that semi-final against Bedford, that huge wake-up call. Last couple of minute win that they had. Here's Andy Good. The crowd's cheers for his try. Turn to hush. He can't convert his own score, but 25-6 now, 46-18 on aggregate over the two legs.
Real opportunity now for Worcester, really, just to pay the fans. They really have come and seen. They've really been tough. That Bedford game really was one for the nails. Everybody very nervous towards the end. But now they can start thinking about next season, start booking the away trips to the Premiership games.
He's got the lot now, hasn't he, Andy Good? Penalty try, conversion, drop goal. This Pirates side, we know they won't give up. They will continue to play their game. Carl Marriott did really well to hold on to that pass. It's fizzing at him. Here's Luke. There's a little more physicality to this. Pirates backline advantage coming to the men in yellow. Cattle won't hang around. Morgan, long pass out to space. Rob Cook came to meet it. Matui.
Good turnover, just a knock on.
Big physical hit from him as well.
Latui, his chance to really just close the door. Wonderful physicality, great on his feet, real opportunity to get the turnover ball. Worcester players now really just have found that extra little bit. When you're on the top, you just get that little bit more energy, a little bit more physicality, and you just see it draining out of your opponent's face. It's such a tough area for them all day. Scrum time.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Jody R somehow takes the ball, and they're running right now, aren't they, Worcester? The tails are up. Rob Cook with the knock-on gives Worcester another scrum. It's all going the way of the men in blue now.
Set him on, set him on, set him on.
It's important for the experienced players on Pirates now, the likes of Gavin Cattle. Just gets his men around him. It's going to be a tough 20 minutes away from home with a huge crowd really celebrating Worcester's performance and thinking of next year. It's just important they just slow things down. They just get caught up in the moment and really let things run away from them.
Nothing silly, all right? Crouch!
Phil Burgess comes off.
Touch! Pause.
Sam Betty is on. In the Pirates back row. Another powerful scrummage from the Warriors, and the crowd are just willing them, just drive it all the way to the try line if they so feel. Another scrum here at Sixways, and why not? That front five that they have.
I'm sure that's a scrum, that's a marker in the sand and saying this is our area. Even though we're up so far ahead, this is the area that we're going to dominate. It really has been one-way traffic when it comes to set piece.
And it has been that difference at the set piece over this two-legged final. You can pinpoint and say that is the area that Worcester was so dominant in.
Pirates have never really been able to escape, really fully recognise that their game plan is to stay away from those key static areas, but full credit to Worcester, they've not let them. The likes of Gillies, Tamar Pope, that tight head really has just tightened the vice that little bit every time it's come to set piece time.
They've squeezed and squeezed. the Pirates. And this will just crush any fight left in the Pirates, but it's bounced off the post. And Luke brings it away. Out to the 22 now. There's any way back for the Pirates now. They're going to have to run absolutely everything.
No, stop.
Bentley goes behind to Drew Lock. It's Hopper. It looked like an exciting centre partnership beginning of the evening, didn't it? Lock and Hopper. They've just not had the ball to play with. Bentley goes down the short side. He's got Lock inside him. And the Pirates do come back with a score of their own. Lock trying to get as close to the post as he can. Has the Pirates' revival started in that moment?
There's been no opportunity to shut down the Pirates, and that man, Johnny Bentley, Drew Lock's the recipient. But every time he's around ruck time, he's so dangerous. Drops into that scrum half roll when it goes out to the flanks. He's just so aware of where defenders are.
Again, Johnny Bentley playing what was in front of him. Didn't see anyone protecting the ruck. He just took the opportunity. He's done it all season. That man's kicked goals all season as well. Rob Cook, 2 more points. 25-13.
Johnny Bentley so comfortable, swaps that role with Gavin Cattle, especially when they play this wide game. He's much closer to the ruck. But he's such a threat. He really doesn't let anybody settle. Everybody thinks he's going to pass the ball open. He just looks up, sees the space, and he's off.
(46-25) now, the aggregate score. The Pirates fans daring to dream.
Can we just think? That's all about the aggregate score, but I think Pirates will have an eye on 25-13. Certainly not a scoreline which will fear in the last 20 minutes.
Another good run from Drew Lock. Bentley again sees space in between forwards. Ian Nimmo's just come on the field. He clears out the ruck. Cattle. See what that score has done to this Pirates side. Here's Morgan. Little pop pass to Cook and Hopper. Into the 22 now, the Pirates. Storer. Bentley, it's a huge pass from Cattle, right on the money as well. Drew Lock with a step inside. Cattle gets ball in hand now. Marsco. Held up by Andy Good and taken out to touch. Good tackle from Andy Good.
No, I've got you. Hey, hold on, you're dragging me. Look who you're dragging. Turn around.
A little bit of tension around.
Look who you're dragging. You sort yourself out.
Such a wonderful march. It's up the length of the field, just playing phase after phase. Really, just holes starting to appear. I always talk about this last 20 minutes as the area really can expose this Worcester front five. Just starting to see those holes appear. Great break by Lock. And it's proving so difficult. This Worcester front five found it really difficult to get round the ruck. And it's that man Bentley. He sees space in front of him. See there's a real hole around that ruck area, and Johnny Bentley sees it. Worcester forwards really quite slow just to fold around the ruck. You got to look and get 2 guys round all the time, and just slow. Just get the feeling, do we just start to talk about Premiership rugby a little bit too early? Just getting caught away with the crowd, because this Pirates side certainly aren't thinking that way.
Johnny Bentley, 9 carries, 5 times over the game line. Some stats from him, they will not want him to go off. Finish this season on a flourish. And as you say, Dean, as soon as Andy Goode went over for that try, it's in a sort of collective sense of relief go around Sixways, but the Pirates have come straight back with that Drew Lock score, and just seems to have tilted the way of the Pirates here.
For the experience, really steady the ship. Rawlinson and Gillies.
Wait! Onside their backs.
Johnny with the long box kick. And Rob Cook. He comes to this left-hand side. No, he goes high. Rawlinson is there. Says to his captain, no, I'll take this one. He took it very well, but it's been turned over. Ellaway comes away with it. For the Pirates, here's Cattle, Bentley again, he's had the magic sponge and he's back on his feet. Ball is there, but it's been slowed right down. It won't have been by accident from Worcester. And a knock on in the contact from Marriott. Gives Worcester the scrum, and the flow of the Pirates' way comes to a stop.
A real pitfall for Worcester now, as if they think back a week and they really have problems against this Pirates side, is when they kick the ball long. Just enabled Rob Cook to come back, really put the ball up and compete, turned over Rawlinson, and really just get an opportunity to get into this wonderful flowing phase play. The one thing that Worcester have done well all day is they've played when they've got possession, and they've just got to be careful that the nerves don't start to creep in. The tendency they just kick ball away when they're worried about things, and it really is just inviting Pirates back into the game.
Dave Ward is on for Rob Ellaway at hooker. Paul Andrew on loose head prop. And in the back of the minds of the Worcester players will be that home loss. The only home loss this season to the Pirates. And Dave Ward, an excellent broken field runner.
Dave Ward's only going to add energy and real abilities, that extra 7 in the forward pack for Pirates.
Can they get the ball? That has been the question for the last 87 minutes of this two-legged affair.
Good kick by Johnny Hart, and just settle things down. Just breaks off the scrum, pushes it down the line, just says let's go back to what we know, let's start squeezing the line out, and let's make things uncomfortable.
Dave Ward first throw. Morrisco, the link with Cattle this time works. And there's Betty.
Nothing for him, no offsides.
Hopping. Show inside.
Better flow of ball. They really cut the line out down to 5 man, just giving that little opportunity. And once they've got it, much better structure.
There's Bentley. Lock goes on the outside of Rawlinson. Tackled by Garvey, and important tackles from Marcel Garvey. Adam Black is penalised for pushing Ian Nimmo.
It really is silly. Discipline now, cool heads. The last thing, they've really got Pirates just penned down in here. Just gives them the opportunity just to get the ball back up into their third.
Shake of the head from Richard Hill. And his loose head prop.
Just every Pirates player really has been a danger in the flank. Marcel Garvey does so well just to hustle him into touch.
Rawlinson has had another big game.
Disappointed. There's 2 or 3 balls that they've been able to get. It's been such a tough area. They cut the line-outs down to 5 and really is giving Myerscough an opportunity to get away from Gillies. He won't be happy. He just tried the little play around the front, trying to find the extra man, and he just fumbles the ball. These key moments. I think when you're struggling in set piece and you get starved of possession, when it comes to you, just snatch a little bit. Hands are a little bit harder than what they normally are. There's a tendency to put ball down.
1 meter, 1 meter. It's going across, come half.
Scrum comes across. Marcel Garvey puts boot to ball. Now Rob Cook comes back this way. Finds Jackson. Again, another excellent tackle from Marcel Garvey.
Great follow-up by Marcel.
No.
This is really the dilemma for Worcester. They're just kicking the ball downfield and inviting them back. It's got to be a little bit smarter. Makes up for it. Great tackle. Hustle again into touch. But it really is for Andy Good now. It's about managing the kicking game, not just clearing the decks. There's still 20 minutes in this game.
Came off Marcel Garvey, so there's a Pirates line out and they won it well through Ian Nimmo. Cattle, the referee's in the way, so has to go straight forward. Unfortunate that for Cattle. Shadows turnover from Worcester. Man was on his own, but it's gone to ground, nothing coming. So it'll be a scrum down to the Pirates.
Unfortunate there, really, because it forces Pirates just around that ruck area and allows that Worcester forward back to get in and slow ball down. There's no doubts that Cattle wants everything up quickly. A big 9 to 10 pass, and let's attack him down the flank.
And that is it for Gavin Cattle and his season. Excellent season he has had. Captain at times of this Pirates side. He's the experienced head in this Pirates side, often the heartbeat.
So influential in getting them here as well. A wonderful victory against London Welsh really was just about his brains trust, really working out how to get through the Welsh defence. Wonderful little play down the front of the line. Get the breaking try.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Carl Rimmer is off as well. And Paver is on, wearing a black shirt. And the Pirates going backwards. It's been the story. In the entirety of this championship final, Gillies, that's gone backwards. Latui offloads Best to Rasmussen. Miles Benjamin.
Go inside.
Latui again, this time head down.
Release and roll. Thank you.
Best has to go in to clear out. There's Adam Black just to reset the play. Horseman. Tackled by Betty. Good calls for it. He's seen numbers on that left-hand side. Chiamapo.
Stay up, Worcester.
So much control to the Worcester play.
Sure. Where's the captain? So we're just going to talk. Who's captain now? Who's captain now, boys?
Carl Marriott is now captain.
Can't have players diving without arms. He must tackle with your arms. Dive to legs is dangerous. And again, he must use his arms. He's just diving in. All right.
So Betty not tackling with the arm, just the shoulders. Penalty to Worcester. And the decision is to go for the posts again. Just to squeeze even more life out of this Pirate side.
There's been no quarter given on the gain line. Really has been a real intensity about every collision. How much is at stake? And led by Rasmussen, Benjamin and Garvey. The three quarters really have led the way.
It's
been a collective will in everything that they've done, whether it be a tackle, whether it be a line out, whether it be a scrum. We are going to play Premiership rugby next season. That has been the mantra of this Worcester Warriors side tonight. Defeat has not been an option thus far. Again, he's wide of the posts. Andy Good.
Just can't seem to find that final piece. Can't close the door completely. Inviting everybody to talk about Premiership rugby, but this Pirates side, I still get the feeling if they can get over the whitewash, there really is something else in this game.
That door is just slightly ajar, isn't it? Still. Hopper and Dave Ward mix things up, but Ward comes away and then Hopper clears aggressively. Bentley just about shrugs off a tackle from Kai Horseman.
Take a step, take a step.
Doherty on a scrum half. Dave Ward bringing that energy, as you said, Dean, to this side.
Really looking to the work right now, their back row. Jake Abbott really is covering the ground.
Locke. Betty. It's Paul Andrew. Seeing this in the warm-up, weren't we? Bentley playing at scrum half, and the scrum half going out to fly half. Doherty that time in the first receiver spot. Myers rolls.
Advantage, taking the 9-8.
Had to, just to evade the tackle. Morgan through the legs, advantage being played. All the tricks now. Just slowed down for a moment. Bentley says no, we'll go for touch here.
See Dave Ward keen to get in the action. Collision with his own man, but he just gets up through the other side and off. Really is a key man now this last 15 minutes. Wonderful round the field. Come on with some fresh legs. Just see potentially if he can get close to something.
Go to the tail, and it's Betty. There's no one in front of him momentarily. Abbott is there, trying to turn the ball over again. Best is offside, advantage to the Pirates again. Paver goes in to play scrum half. It's Dave Ward again. Doherty, Bentley. Jackson. Doherty comes across field. Gillies just puts out a telescopic arm. Luke. Looking to where the referee makes the mark. Luke takes it himself. Doherty. The crowd willing their Worcester side to hold out here. Drew Locke flicks one out the back door straight into the arms of Andy Good.
Take a step.
And that attack comes to nothing for the Pirates. Got a chance, their arm.
Arrive up.
Drew Locke has been threatening that offload out the back all game. He probably just needed a little bit of composure. Camped right on the 5-metre line.
And it's Worcester who have the ball. Won't be in any hurry. Here's Andy Good. Saunters back to take this kick. So much huff and puff from the Pirates. They just can't get over that white line.
A great little play around the back. Looks that man Abbott, he's on his feet. He just slows the ball down, just that second, allows them to reorganise the defence. And the Pirates just lose their rhythm, forced to go down the short side. Great play, exactly what you want from your number 7. Just a second, that's all you need.
Doherty. And back to Jackson, he straightens. It's over the gain line. He's left the ball open and it's Worcester. Who come up with the ball.
Don't block.
And again, they take all the time that they need to set themselves ready for the kick. And Good gets this one away. And it has been a long season in the championship, isn't it, for Worcester, but they have been the most consistent side in the league.
This is as impressed as I've been with them. They've saved their best till last, without a doubt. They really have been clinical today. Set piece time, full domination, we expected that. They've showed much better shape around the field as well.
Greg Rawlinson gives a wave to the crowd. His last appearance for the Warriors has been excellent in these two finals as Greg Rawlinson. Andy Good is coming off as well, as is Dale Rasmussen. So Kitchener on, Joe Carlisle is on, Alex Crockett is on. You're all up to date.
Thank you.
But they have all the markings of a Premiership side, don't they? This impressive Sixways stadium, fit for the Premiership.
Step.
As Bentley tries once more. Hopper, Player of the Year. Locke, Ward. Jackson has to tidy things up. Champo comes back inside.
Sorry, beg pardon, boys. It's a scrum, you guys. Knock on, Blue. My fault.
If he didn't play advantage there, it'll be a scrum to the Pirates. And particularly help their cause, and much prefer to be in broken field, away from the set pieces.
Let's go. Time off.
Bidding to become the 16 to bounce straight back up to the Premiership to join the likes of Harlequins and Northampton, Bristol and Leeds. Leeds, of course, done it twice. And Richard Hill brought in with Phil Davis to do exactly that, to bring them back up to the Premiership.
I think more importantly is bring them back up to the Premiership, build a culture, and when we get up there, it's going to be a different story. Make this place a real strength. You see a fantastic crowd, they get behind their team. It really is a difficult place for anybody to come to.
Engage! Stay on.
To last 9 minutes. Bentley, lovely hands from him. Jackson, head down. Again, it's Marcel Garvey with the tackle.
No, 6!
Best goes in. Neil Best right on the wrong side. He was told by the referee not to go round there. It's another yellow card for Neil Best.
No, it's not. Run time off.
Just can't take your eyes off this Pirate side. If they can get set piece, it's that strike play again.
So they will finish the game with 14 men.
And just again a glimmer, the opportunity. It's Bentley again. He just invites Crockett out of the line.
Yeah, I know, but
just puts his winger away. He's just such a clever player with his hands. Just when you think you've got him shut down. It's Jackson, so close, nearly through. And just would have brought them right back within striking range.
Just his hands, his feet with that sidestep earlier in the game. To put Marcel Garvey. Turned him inside out, didn't he? Good attacking opportunity here for the Pirates. Huge blindside. Tom Luke waits.
Come on, let's go. Nice and quick. Reset, nice and quick. There's the mark.
I'd really like to see Johnny Bentley, if he could get steady set-piece ball. Really has been a constant threat. Really is a wonderful player. Really playing off the back foot is always difficult for a 10. To manufacture things, the things that aren't the norm. He's just shown an illustration of how gifted a player he has been.
Now it's the Pirates forwards who get the edge in the scrum. Marriott thinks he scored, but it doesn't matter. Penalty try has been awarded to the Cornish Pirates. And they've got the conversion as well. They are not hanging around. They do score another try here.
What a turnaround. Who would have believed a penalty try? Fully deserved. Really just Worcester Mines just drifted away. A raft of substitutions. Stranger things in 7 minutes. It certainly puts the game in the mix. And we're not starting to have one eye on that aggregate score.
Just coming into sharper focus, isn't it? There can't be any more drama left at Sixways after that semi-final. As Bruce Douglas comes on.
It's every time we start talking about Premiership next year, they're back and they score and they say, not yet, we're not finished with this game.
Joe Carlisle was so involved in that semi-final, of course, with that winning conversion. He will dine out on that for many years to come in these parts. Aleki Latui, as far as Worcester are concerned now, they need some possession just to quell this confidence on this Pirates side. For the Pirates, they need to turn the ball over, get back down to the Worcester half. Carlisle, Grove. "14 points the difference on aggregate. If the Pirates could level things up, we would have 2 periods of extra time.
Move.
Got to get ball. Worcester are desperate not to offer any opportunity, risk-free. They've got to push the boundaries. They've got to try and find the ball.
This is where the experience counts. Majority of these Worcester players have played in the Premiership already. That experience showing through now. They know they need to keep the ball here.
Potentially some of their experience on the bench. The man they brought in to guide the show has come off, Andy Good. He's done this many times with Leicester, Breve and England.
No, he was the first one in. 2 knock-ons, scrum.
Almost turned it over the Pirates there, but in doing so, they've just knocked it on. Scrum down to Worcester, and that clock now heavily against the Pirates. Just 5 points the difference tonight, 25-20, but on aggregate, 46-32.
Can't take my eyes off that aggregate scoreline. Keep thinking Worcester have done everything that's been asked of them. They've been outstanding for the first 40 minutes. And suddenly, you can't stop thinking Pirates can score from anywhere if they can just get possession.
And this is the game that the Worcester squad, all the management, the fans have been thinking about since last August. They qualified for the playoffs.
There you go.
Virtually halfway through the season, and that's why there was so much pressure on that semi-final, that one-off semi-final in this final. They stand a chance over the 2 legs, but still, there must be some butterflies still.
Still some nerves, and what a wonderful advert. Championship final really has delivered. Pirates have been a fantastic credit. They really have fought to the last 5 minutes. And where have we still to go?
Benjamin.
10's moved.
Tui. Big tackle from Betty, flew up out of the line. Johnny R again just slows things down.
He must arrive up.
Waits Latui.
Stay up.
Johnny R waits, slight counter up from the Pirates, but it's Some push back by the Warriors.
Stay up.
Douglas.
15, stay up.
They would just inch their way forward now, Worcester, as long as they have the ball. There's Marcel Garvey. Trying to skip out of the tackles.
5, don't.
Well, marshalled by Man Bentley again. Really did see the threat. They're just desperate now. They've got to force the issue. They've got to push men into the contact area. They can't let Worcester just wind the clock down.
No.
Chamiara again. Carlisle.
Stand. Onside.
Little chip downfield. It's gone too far though. Pirates line out in the Worcester half. Can't hang around here, the Pirates, and they've taken it quickly. Almost intercepted by Grove, referee.
Ball's been touched by more than one person as well.
Wants to take the line out officially. Dean, man of the match time.
Such big performance from the Worcester front 8 again. Physicality of Garvey, Benjamin on the wings, but it really has been Rasmussen at centre. All three of them really have enabled Worcester to get over the gain line. They've come and turned up at first receiver. And my Sky Sports HD man of the match is Dale Rasmussen. Wonderful performance.
They've won the line out. Bentley was dancing his way through the Worcester defence. Doherty, Locke, Hopper, it's not gone to hand. Marcel Garvey tries to pounce at it. Alex Grover's got it. Flicks the ball out the back to Pennell. Harem scarum stuff here from both teams.
Step a bit.
There's not many people who have thought that this game would have come down to this. Betty on Latui. Latui just rides the tackle, picks himself back up and adds another metre to his run.
Still the first man. No, leave a ruck now.
Pirates still feel they're still in this game. 1 minute and 15 left. Hard to see a way back now.
Behind the ball.
Latui again. How involved has he been since he's come on the field? It's the strength of the overall squad that Worcester have had over their opponents this season. Abbott is shuffled out to touch. Those experienced players coming off the bench for Worcester, strengthening their efforts.
Time off.
Line out just going to off for Pirates. One more go. Still time.
They've only lost 3 games all season. There's Dale Rasmussen.
Such a physical presence in midfield. Really did his job today. Get us over the gain line.
The way that Johnny Bentley will likely have taken one of his last acts this season. Yeah, just talk about the Pirates for a moment. There's a sense that something is building in Cornwall with a stadium development, the stadium for Cornwall, and all the plans for that just outside Truro. They've done wonderfully well to get to this final. That was the aim, but they have come here against the Worcester side. They've been deserved winners.
Pirates have provided wonderful entertainment and great resolve. This is really Worcester's day. Wonderful performance for the first 20-30 minutes.
Johnny Art kicks the ball out, and there it is. Worcester will be playing in the Premiership next season. After all the games, the playoff games, the semi-finals, the 2-legged final, it is Worcester, the strongest side in this league all season, who win the day. And they will be back to England's top flight next season.
What a relief it really has been. Such a tortuous 10 months. And known they have to be the best team throughout the season, but it's going to come down to those last 2 or 3 games. Such a scare at Bedford in the semi-final, winning 23-22.
Well, let's hear from Dale Rasmussen, man of the match, talking to Bill Latham.
Dale, 31 games and only 1 loss. How proud of that achievement are you?
Overly proud. The boys dug in deep today. They've dug in deep the whole season. It's been a tough season. You know, the Championship's a tough old league. You know, we're just absolutely delighted about today's performance and delighted about the result.
How much was the result tonight for each other?
Hugely important. We're a tight squad. Every week we spend time outside the club together and just gaining promotion's been the goal all year, and we're a tight-knit group as a point of that.
You're back in the Premiership. How important is it to get that winning habit?
Hugely important. In the past, we've struggled a little bit with having that winning mentality. Those closing out those games are very close. You know, those small margins. You know, no one's forgotten last year all the draws that we had. You know, winning those games, having that mentality to be able to you know, turn the screw and win those close games is going to be huge in the Premiership.
12,000 here tonight. Just look around. How key were they?
Oh, no, we take my hat off to them. You know, they've been with us all season. We thank them. You know, they've stood by us in the Championship, and hopefully they'll be there next year with us in the Premiership.
Well, congratulations, Dale. You've won promotion, and you were the Sky Sports HD Man of the Match. Well done.
They're not the only team to have dropped down to the Championship, as Adam Black marks his last appearance with his daughter. He's run onto the field. They will have an excellent evening this evening. As I was saying, the likes of Northampton and Harlequins dropping down to the Championship. They've learned so much. You look at Northampton, and when they came back up, they've won the LV Cup, the Challenge Cup, in a Heineken Cup final next weekend. It certainly cements the squad back together. What lies ahead in the future for this Worcester side? Let's hear from Andy Good. He's with Bill again.
Andy, mission accomplished.
Yeah, you know, it got pretty close towards the end. You know, Cornish Park's a good team. They chucked it around, but you know, our defence is strong, and we're back in the Premiership. So happy days.
You arrived here knowing you'd be playing in the Championship. Was there belief from day one that you'd win this and go back to the Premiership?
Yeah, we got a great squad here, you know, and the guys have stuck through thick and thin all year. You know, Cecil Duckworth as an owner, people like Dave Allen on the board are fantastic guys and have helped us stick that squad together. You know, facilities here are amazing, and we've achieved what we needed to.
How battle-hardened are you as a squad from this season?
Yeah, pretty battle-hardened, pretty tired as well. So it's been a long season. We've all played a lot of rugby, but you know, delighted to be back in the Premiership, and hopefully we can take this club forward now.
Congratulations, Danny. Go find your little girl.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
And just as they see the Pirates go through the shot, they can be hugely proud of what they've achieved this season. Their highest ever league finish in the history of the club, and a brilliant team that will grace the Championship next season.
Well, they really build from this. Chris Sterling deserves an awful lot of credit. He really has created a wonderful environment. Just seen players develop over the 6-7 months. And really big signs for the future.
It's safe to say in these two finals there's really only been one winner. The professional outfit that is Worcester. They did what they had to do a week ago down in Penzance, and they've opened up slightly more tonight. Very Premiership indeed from Worcester.
They put a marker down today. They looked a Premiership side today. Last week was just about getting the win. They didn't have the same cohesion. Today really was. For 20-30 minutes they went through the gears and really did look a classy outfit.
Richard Appleby, RFU president, giving out the medals. They were in the top flight for 6 years, weren't they, Worcester? They wanted to get back there, and that is what they have done. An excellent performance tonight, possibly their best performance of the entire season, and no one can begrudge them the victory tonight, and therefore their return to the Premiership. And of course, if you look back to last season and Exeter and the wonderful season that they have had, coming up from the Championship, 8th they finished in the Premiership this season.
I think there'll be no holiday for Richard Hill and Phil Davis. Immediately into work and start planning. They really have. Now they've got over the hurdle, which has just been hanging over for 10 months. They really can get a clear view at the Premiership and understand what it's take to be successful.
It hasn't been the easiest of journeys, but it is a journey they have come through. Worcester only lost one game all season. It is Worcester who are the champions of the championship, and it is they who will grace the Aviva Premiership next season. Let the celebrations begin. Wonderful crowd here at Sixways, tremendous atmosphere here tonight. They willed their team over that finish line. They've been victorious, and rightly so. What a fight back from the Pirates. But in the end, Worcester just had so much in the locker.
And that marker for Worcester was in that first half hour again. Both legs, they really have put the marker down about physicality. Nothing should be taken away from this Pirates team, really getting the accolade of the crowd. They really have been wonderful entertainment all year. They came in with a style of play and said, whatever the situation, whatever the timing, that's the way we're going to play.
We are going up is the banner. Let's hear what Richard Hill thinks of that.
Richard, shouldn't you be jumping up and down right now?
Oh, well, Pirates gave us a little scare, didn't they, right at the end as well. It's too nerve-wracking. I'm going to have to calm down a little bit first. I lost my voice as well, so they still got enough energy to celebrate. I'm delighted for all these supporters today and everybody that's worked hard in a crazy competition. It's been scary all the way through, but we've made it, and that's the main thing.
Teams such as Harlequins and more recently Northampton have shown that they are better for playing a league in the Championship. Will you be the same?
Well, I hope so. I mean, the Worcester team have been used to losing a lot of the games, obviously scraping at the bottom of the Premiership. We've only lost one game all year, and that's marvellous for the confidence. You know, you can come back from almost lost quarters, so it's bound to give a lot more confidence. We've got a huge amount of work. So anybody who's watching this now knows that we've had a scare from the Pirates again today. So we've got a lot of work to do, but Phil Davis and I, the other coaches, have had 10 months working with this group, and we can work very hard over the summer. Premiership's a tough old place to go to, but with a bit of luck, we'll do credit to it as well.
What does that say about your squad, though, that you can have a scare tonight, have a scare against Bedford in the semis, and still come out with victories that you can take on to the Premiership?
Well, I think that's going to stand you in good stead. You can always draw back on those sorts of experiences. Don't want to do it too often, mind you, but the Premiership is normally a very, very tight games, and it's going to be like this. It's going to be scary every game, and it's not very often you win by 15, 20 points in the Premiership, is it? So these are sort of games and the sort of nights that we'll look forward to next year.
Obviously tonight's a highlight, but do you have any others that stick in your mind throughout the season?
Well, no, this is the highlight. It doesn't beat this, does it? This place is full for the first time this year, and we can see what it means to all supporters. So this has got to be the one major highlight.
How important are the supporters to you?
Well, I came here with Bristol many times, and although Worcester were not doing very well in the Premiership, they used to fill this space with 12,000 people. I and many others could never understand how they did that. It is absolutely fabulous support, and we always say, well, if Worcester gets some success, how many will we fit in here? And I think you've seen tonight how many we can fit in.
So the Leicesters, the Gloucesters, they're coming here next season. I bet you can't wait.
No, we can't. That's why we didn't want to spend another year in the Championship. It's too hard. We want to be in the Premiership, and these players have got the reward tonight. So I'm delighted for Cecil Duckworth and Dave Allen, all the people that have really helped back the club, and we can have a good night tonight.
Congratulations, Richard.
Thanks very much.
Yes, they've waited all season for this moment. The fans, the Warriors themselves, certainly Coach Richard Hill, they've all believed they belong back in the Premiership, and that is where they are headed. Winners of the Championship, the Worcester Warriors. Reaction from Rob and Tinas after the break. We'll see you soon. Well, 12,000 filled into Sixways with these scenes in mind. Their team were the form side of the championship season. They survived a huge scare in the semi-final here a few weeks ago against Bedford. They chose to go away to Cornwall in the first leg of the final and came home tonight with a 9-point buffer, extending it this evening to 14 points. End of the day, they are the champions of the championship and headed for the Aviva Premiership next season. The celebrations will continue this evening, long into the night, one suspects. I've got Rob Baxter and Tinas Delport in studio with us for this one, and no one in a better position to explain probably how this club is feeling right now. Rob, you were in this situation exactly a year ago. I mean, what's the feeling, what are the thoughts at the moment?
Well, I kind of think the important thing for us to do now is to enjoy it. You know, take a couple of weeks, let the players enjoy it, let it sink in. They've had a long, hard season, and almost, I know it sounds a bit strange, almost don't take yourself too seriously too quickly. You know, there's a fair bit of time to plan for the Premiership. The important thing is for this group of players to kind of look back, appreciate the kind of season they've had, as you say, appreciate the kind of tough times they've come through together, and use these tough games that have come through the championship games to mould them together, make them tighter, make them a better, closer-knit team.
Yes.
You know, I'm still a bit of a believer that Worcester will be better for coming through this playoffs. I know they've been nervous about it, they haven't enjoyed doing it. You know, they think they should have been there 2 months ago, but what would they rather be in? Playing their last game as a massively competitive must-win game as preparation for the Premiership, or running 2 months of friendlies? You know, personally, I think this has been better preparation for them. It hasn't massively affected their recruitment.
Yeah.
You know, they seem to have recruited well. You know, they had the budget to be able to recruit very early in the season, so I would think they're feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
So key is now enjoy it. Like I said, let these group of guys kind of re-energise themselves, and then talk about being excited about the Premiership again.
Yeah.
You know, I think some of the things Richard Hill says are quite relevant. I think towards the end of the time that Worcester were in the Premiership, I think they did get a little bit ground down by the pressures of the Premiership and trying to be out of that relegation dogfight. And I think now, as he says, they've got used to winning again. The important thing is now go and face a new challenge and be excited about it again.
Sure.
And I think, like Tina said, it's not that long ago Worcester turned over some big sides in the Premiership.
Sure.
You know, maybe it's a bit about getting back to the good times at Worcester, and not just about, you know, turning over a losing culture. Get back to something that was good here before.
Well, that's a very good point. Sitting here at Sixways, they haven't always been celebratory scenes like this. Tinas, you experienced it a little bit. What does it make you feel?
Oh, it's great. You know, I feel happy for all the supporters. I feel happy for the backers, the investors at the club, the coaching staff set up. But I'm really, really delighted for the players. You know, they came on a lot of criticism when they did get relegated last season, and they really stood by, did the really hard work, the hard graft, week in, week out, going through the playoffs. And I'm really delighted for them to be able to play in the Premiership again next year.
Well, you mentioned, Rob, that they've had the opportunity to sign some players. They've had confidence and belief that they will be in the Premiership. Exeter did this last year and have stayed up in the Premiership with a hugely impressive season so far. What advice would you give to Richard Hill? What advice would you give to the... Not too much, obviously, because he's going to be playing them next year. But what sort of advice would you give him?
I think he's got to just be true to himself. You know, he's been here a year now, which has been a successful year. He's obviously developed some kind of a culture here that he feels comfortable with himself. I think that's probably the key. You know, whatever he does with his squad, however they move forward, they've got to be very comfortable together.
Yeah.
And I think that's perhaps what we did. We made a decision that we were going to stay being who we were. We weren't going to play one game in the Premiership and try and play like Gloucester if we lost to Gloucester. We weren't going to play Leicester and then try and become Leicester if we lost to Leicester. We went in with a bit of a plan. We knew how we wanted to play, how we wanted to improve, and we stuck at it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key for any team going up. You know what your strengths are, you know what your weaknesses are. Well, you know, live with them and be who you are, be yourselves. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. You're being true to yourselves. You know, don't chop and change too much. You know, be true to yourselves. You know, you've got a great setup here. There's real good backing for a good Premiership side here, but they've got to stick at it and just enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key. You know, what was really impressive to me was that team was enthused by the young players that they've kept here. You know, Miles Benjamin looked almost that guy who was so desperate to get back in the Premiership. It was almost pulling other guys along.
Yeah.
And I think you get 15 guys on a pitch like that in a Premiership game, and you're going a long way to being successful.
It's amazing, isn't it? We're not too far shy of having to drop off air here, but we're enjoying the celebratory scenes. You feel comfortable, Tinas, that good times are still to come for Worcester, just quickly and finally?
Oh, definitely. They're starting to build on this winning culture again. Sixways has been a fortress in the past. It's always been a difficult place to play for the teams coming in, and hopefully they'll get back to that situation where it's tough to play at Sixways.
Indeed, we wish them all the best. Just letting you know where all the rugby's coming from in the coming days, and there is so much of it. The Heineken Cup, Saturday afternoon, Leinster Northampton, 4 o'clock, Sky Sports HC1 and 3D. The Amlin Challenge Cup, of course, is being played earlier on the weekend on Friday evening. My thanks to the guys. It's been a long old season, but in the end, few could argue with the result. Worcester are headed for the premiership. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
I was looking up, let me tell you what I mean. Used to be kind of bitter, always had a babysitter, but I'm feeling much fitter. Now I'm pretty sweet, back on my feet, walking down the street. Yeah, I'm looking up, it's looking up. I used to be cruel, kind of a tool, like a damn fool. Now I'm oh so kind, got no word of mine, I'm a real fine. Yeah, it's looking up, I'm looking up, I'm looking up, it's looking up, yeah, I'm looking up. I never had a clue, man, how it was gonna go, but it goes to show you, you just never know. It took a little while, but I'm a real fine man now. Never could, but I always can now. Time has fooled me. Can you feel me looking up? Yes, looking up. I'm looking up. Looking up. I said, time has fooled me. Can you feel me looking up?
More sport, news, views and video on Sky Player, Sky Mobile TV and at Sky Sports.